Now, Samsung didn't just launch one new foldable today, they launched three, and one of them isn't even trying to be a flagship. It's a completely new shape that Samsung has never made before. So is this the most confusing lineup that Samsung have ever released, or is this the smartest move they have ever made? Well, watch first and buy smart. Okay, a quick history lesson before we get into it. Almost 8 years ago, Samsung was the first brand to launch a foldable phone, and it was a foldable that just wasn't a concept, it was a foldable that you can actually buy. And last year, while every competitor like Oppo, Honor and many others were shouting about how they were the number one in the foldables, Samsung actually grew in market share. So yeah, still the king of the hill here. So let's break down what's new. First up is the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold8 Ultra. Now this is the more familiar foldable for this year's lineup. It's their flagship, which has the bigger screen, best cameras and the whole works. And just when you thought that last year's Z Fold was thin, they said, let's make it even thinner. So now it is 4.1 millimeters unfolded and 5.6 millimeters folded, and that is slimmer than your stack of credit cards. No joke. But the big engineering flex here is something called the titanium flex technology. So basically it's a super thin layer of titanium sitting right under the OLED screen. Now you can think of this as a metal underwire in a bra. True story, that's the best way of me trying to explain it. So everything holds its shape even after thousands of fold. Hence there won't be deep creases that form over time, which happens to a lot of foldables, because when you first buy it, there's no crease or there's barely any crease, and after probably about few months to a year, that is where you see the crease, and that's not the case apparently for this new foldable as well. Then there's also the titanium plate underneath for extra stability, so there are fewer air pockets between the layers. All of this means that it has a stronger screen that doesn't feel mushy or mushy when you press it. Then they also fixed something that honestly I didn't expect but apparently bothered a lot of people for years, which is opening these folds, because if you love to keep your fingernails nice and short, it can be quite a struggle to open the fold, almost like trying to open a slice of cheese. So now the inside edge is curved with a 20% wider design, and the hinge also has a magnetic power optimization, so it glides open and snaps shut more easily. Now camera wise, it still has a 200 megapixel main, a 10 megapixel 3x optical telephoto, but the ultra wide lenses has jumped from 12 megapixel all the way to 50 megapixel, which matters more than you think, because the ultra wide kicks in whenever you are at the 0.6 times zoom as usual, and this will be great when it comes to shooting low light situations, something that I would definitely love to test more when I review this phone. Now the screen is a 3000 nits of peak brightness with an anti-reflective coating with an 8-inch display when unfolded, so basically it's like using two 6.2 inches phones side by side. Now productivity wise, they've actually added the now nudge into this fold. So for example, if your friend says, hey, are you free next week? Instead of jumping into a whole separate calendar app, it splits your screen right there, chat on one side and the calendar on the other. Then there's also the new notification nudge, which is a little button pop-up just right next to the notification itself, so you can also add stuff to your calendar without even opening the app as well. Now battery is finally bumped up to, which is 5000 milliamps, with Samsung claiming about 27 hours of video playback. Now of course I'll test this further during my in-depth review too, and this has 45 watts of wired and 20 watts of wireless charging, and all of that is in the slimmest and the lightest Z Fold Samsung have ever made. All of this means that the Fold Ultra is still very much the flagship, but here's where it gets interesting, because everything mentioned earlier only makes sense if you understand why Samsung created a brand new fold format this year, because meet the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold8. Now this is not trying to be the Fold Ultra's little brother, it's a completely different shape, which is a 7.6 inch screen with a 4:3 aspect ratio. So you can think of this looking like a passport, and that makes total sense because this particular aspect ratio means so much. Because on a regular bar phone, when you're reading something or watching something on here, whether or not it's folded or unfolded, it was really good. Because when it's closed, it has a 16:10 aspect ratio, which is great for watching content. And if you really hate creases on a foldable, you'll be happy to know that the crease on this is barely visible or even felt, which was great to know. Now, I have to say that it was not completely eradicated. The crease is there, but definitely a huge improvement compared to any other Z Fold or even other foldables out there. Now, this also has 3000 nits of peak brightness with the vision booster for outdoor visibility. Then the battery sits at 4800 milliamps of battery with the same charging speeds as the Ultra. Weight-wise is at 201 grams, which was very light, and it is the world's lightest foldable currently out right now. Then cameras are a little simpler over here. A 50 megapixel ultra wide and a 50 megapixel main. Nothing crazy, but very solid for what the device is all about. But we'll be the judge of that together once I do my in-depth review or my camera test on this particular foldable as well. Then there's this, the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip8. And I know what you're thinking. Why does it look the same with no changes? Well, you are right and wrong. Firstly, this is another record breaker because it's the world's thinnest flip phone at 6.1 millimeters and it weighs at 180 grams. So it's also the lightest. Now, this has the same curved interior design as the Folds earlier, so it is easier to open, and honestly, the Flip has always been about one thing, which is pocketability, and this continues that streak. Then they also brought the horizontal lock video recording feature, which is brought from the S26 series. You know, that one that became super viral where people is holding the phones and going like that, and it stays in that particular orientation. Now, we also broke down this particular feature in our in-depth review, so check that video out in case you haven't done so. Then there's also new software features in here, like the new FamCam feature, where you can record a video with multiple people in frame, and then in editing, you can literally just lock into one person and it crops them and follows them throughout the whole video. So you can take one video of 5 friends and walk away with 5 separate videos instead. Very interesting. Now, if you're finding this video helpful so far, do give this video a nice big thumbs up to tell YouTube that this video was good for you, and a subscription would be extra sweet too, so thank you, and thank you very much in advance. Now, let's shift gears completely to the wrist, because there are 2 more devices that Samsung also introduced during this unpack. One of them has the brightest display on any smartwatch out right now. First is the Galaxy Watch Ultra 2. The successor of this particular first generation Ultra. So the battery has jumped to 800 milliamps, so that is about 25% increase, and for the first time ever on a Galaxy Watch. It is running on the Snapdragon Wear Elite chipset, which has 32% more CPU power and 19% more GPU power, and it also apparently has better GPS accuracy. Now, the display is now the brightest smartwatch screen in the world. 5000 nits of peak brightness, like holy mother of God, right? So you could probably use this thing as a mirror in a direct sunlight situation too, and still read your notifications. Now, the body is titanium, shock resistant, and the band is also now 25% lighter, and the body is 12% thinner overall too. So if you thought that this particular or the previous Galaxy Watch Ultra was too thick for your liking, this fixes that. Then there's also other features which I obviously could not test yet, like the trail running with proper elevation tracking and terrain impact, with even real-time hydration guidance, which I was very interested in because it tracks your sweat loss and tells you exactly how much you need to drink, because hydration is key, especially for my weight loss. Then there's also the professional diving mode now, built with Mares to give you the in-depth monitoring. So it's proper tracking like an actual dive computer which is strapped to your wrist. Then there's this, the Galaxy Watch 9, which is more of an everyday option. Now, this comes at a 25% lighter band with 390 milliamps of battery, which is the same Snapdragon Wear Elite chipset, and with a 3000 nits display. But the real story here is the health software, because Samsung is introducing Vitals, which tracks your biometric markers like heart rate variability, skin temperature, blood oxygen, respiratory rate, and builds your personal baseline. So if your body starts drifting away from the baseline, it warns you before you actually are falling sick, which was very interesting. So it's basically like having your own personal early warning system. Then there's also the raise to talk feature too, which is very interesting because you just have to lift your wrist and it activates Gemini. So no tapping and no unlocking your phone. So that was also really nice to know. Now, if you want a written version of this video and all of our video reviews, we do have one at our website at www.adamlobo.tv. Links to the website will be down below, where we also have some daily tech tips and daily tech news over there too. So, in conclusion, where does this leave us? Well, Samsung didn't just refresh a new lineup this year. They basically built 3 different foldables for 3 different lifestyles. The Z Fold8 Ultra for people who want the best of everything, the new Z Fold8 for people who live on their screens, reading, browsing and watching videos all day, the Flip8 for people who want a more pocketable and even lighter flip phone than before, and 2 greatly upgraded smartwatches who are taking preventive health seriously. And honestly, Samsung is not just defending its 8-year foldable lead over here, they are widening it, like literally.